Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Matty J Plays some more PGA Tour 2K25. It's time for another gameplay breakdown, and this episode we are going to look at the golf bag and everything to do with that. So how you level up your clubs, how you evolve said clubs, and how you apply fittings to those clubs. I've seen a lot of questions on forums, etc, etc, so I thought I'd do a quick 20-minute video just explaining how all this works for people who are new to the game or people who aren't new to the game but are just struggling to get their head around the system, because it is quite detailed. So I will do my best to make it as simple as possible for you guys. If you are enjoying this content, guys, please do smash that like button. If you are new here, please do subscribe. If you don't want to sit through 20 minutes of me waffling on around how these things work, but I do have some handy hints and tips all summarized at the end of the video for you, skip ahead. I'll try and put the time details at the bottom of the video in the details. So please sit back, enjoy, let me know your thoughts, let me know how you're getting on with the game, and I will catch you all soon. Golf bag in this game can be broken down into three component parts. You've got the golf clubs, you got the club's level, and then you have the fittings on each club. We will look at each part within this video, breaking it down, and hopefully we'll make this a lot easier for you to understand. So let's start with the club sets in the game. So the game has 6 different club sets. You can see at the top of the screen here, you have the driver. There's only one club you can put on in this set, and that is the driver. You have woods. So under the woods, you have a 3-wood, a 5-wood, and a 7-wood that you can put in your golf bag. Obviously, the higher the number, the shorter the distance it'll go. So a 3-wood will go the furthest, 7-wood will go the shortest of your woods. Then you have the utility clubs or the hybrid clubs. Currently, they only have a 3 and a 5 hybrid in the game. And again, the higher the number, the shorter the distance. So a 3 will go further than a 5. You then got the irons. They range from a 2-iron through to a 9-iron, and also the pitching wedge is in this set. So the bulk of your clubs come from this set, so it probably makes it potentially the most important set in your golf bag, depending on how you set up your golf bag. And this time it's the reverse of the woods and the hybrids. The lower the number, the further the club will go. So a 2-iron is going to go the furthest, a pitching wedge will be the shortest club in that set. If we then move into the wedges, these are now classified in degrees. So you will have a 50 degree, a 52 degree, a 56 degree, a 60 degree, and a 62 degree wedge, as opposed to 2K23 where you had lob wedge, sand wedge, etc. So the degrees then indicate how the distance the club will go. So the higher degree of the wedge, the shorter the distance it will go. So a 62 degree club will go shorter than a 50 degree club, and so on. The putter is the final one in the bag, and obviously, as I was about to say, you have to have a putter in the bag and you have to have a driver in your bag. The game is set up that way. In between the driver and the putter for these sets of clubs, you can have as many as you want. You can have all the wedges in there, you can have all the irons, you could just play with woods and hybrids, and then a few of the irons and a few wedges. It's entirely up to you, and we'll talk a bit more about that later, but it certainly gives you options in this game to set your player up however you choose. So if we look at a club, let's go in. Okay, so each club set, so the driver, the wedges, the irons, etc., is broken down into 3 component parts. So within each club set, you'll have 3 parts of that club set: the make, the model, and the level of club. So the make, you can see there, is a ping. The model is G425 Max, and the level of that club is currently limited edition Sapphire. If I move to this club, you can see the model is Core. This club, it is Core. And obviously we'll talk a bit more how I got this to Sapphire and what limited edition means. So the model will be tied to the make. So you'll have a ping and there'll be various different models underneath the ping brand. And all it will do will define how the club looks. It is purely cosmetic, with one exception. They do sound different. So a ping driver, for example, will sound very different to a 2K driver, and so on. So you might find a club you just like the sound of and you want to use that club. So the only thing that the model and brand changes really is the sound of the club in the game, nothing else. The third part then of a club, outside of brand and model, is the level of the club. Now this is key. So there are 3 levels for clubs in the game. Core, which adds +2 attribute points to any fittings applied. Emerald, which I think I have a club at Emerald. So this one's Emerald, just to show you, it's a green color. So Emerald, and it'll add +4 attributes. And then Sapphire, which is this one, which is the blue color, and it adds +6 for each fitting applied. Most of the clubs you can buy in the shop right now are core, and they're starting level. But you can get clubs, for example, these hickory woods I have here. Early on in the game, you get them. I think I won them for a challenge or something. And they start at Emerald. So these clubs bypass the core ones and start at +4 for the fittings. And then there are clubs which are limited edition. So like this ping driver here, a limited edition ping driver. Again, this is badged against a level, and they can be core, emerald, or sapphire. So you can get limited edition sapphire, limited edition core, limited edition emerald. I think this driver started as a limited edition core, and I had to level it up. The limited edition clubs are unique in that they will automatically come with a set of 5 fittings attached, but those fittings will still be locked behind the level up process. So you'll have them, the fittings will be there, but you still need to unlock them. And they also do not get destroyed when the club levels up. But if you want to change those fittings out to a different fitting, then those fittings will get destroyed. So this driver here, the limited edition driver, G425 Ping, was in the shop. I bought it for £500. I'd probably recommend you all go buy it. It's a +2 limited edition sapphire. It comes with 5 settings already attached. Those settings I did change out eventually once I leveled it up to +6 on all of them, but it's a really handy way to start and to get some attribute points really early on in the game. So we've talked about leveling up, so let's talk about that a little bit more. Every club set in the game has a base level. So let me switch this. Let's switch this out. So it's probably easier to see when I've switched this out. So you can see now, they all have a base level. They're usually a core base level, and it'll have 5 fitting slots on that base level. So let's go in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 fitting slots. 4 of which, so these front 4 are locked, usually. And a final lock slot that has a gem in it, which is this one, which is the Evo written on it. These slots have numbers, so you can see the core all have +2. And that's how much your attribute will be boosted if you put a fitting on that slot. So if I apply this power fitting, so this power fitting I'm on by here on the bottom left, you can see me moving up and down. If I apply that power fitting to this driver, I will get an increase of 1 yard to my driver power, and my driver attribute will go up by 55. You can see all that on screen. So if you put a fitting on that slot, once it's been unlocked, you put the power fitting on, you will get a +2 boost to your power. This only applies if your attributes aren't at 99. So you can see where I'm applying the power one, it takes up to 55. If you look at, say, a swing path, I'm on 93 for my swing path. So if I add 2, I'm still within the range. If I was on 99, you wouldn't be able to apply that. So, and let's demonstrate that for you. So just to see, if I try to put swing path on top of this, I'm already at the max. It indicates on the screen you're at max 99, so that's not going to do anything. So it's fruitless putting a swing path on that club. So I think there's a bit of confusion as how you level up, how you work through all these slots. So to unlock them, all you have to do, guys, is play the game. It's all you got to do. Play round after round after round. Every round and training you do when you play this game will earn you XP. So exactly the same as you earn for your My Player. At the end of the round, it'll show you how much you've earned, and they'll attach that to your clubs, and the progress bar moves. So you can see on the 3rd, 4th fitting here, this one, you can see there's a little progress bar, the grey progress bar moving across it. So every time I play around, that shifts to the right. Once it fills up, it unlocks that slot, and I can put a fitting on that slot. and so on. So you have to unlock that one, then that one, then that one, then that one, then you have to unlock that one, and that then gets you the fully unlocked club at core level. So once you've done that and unlocked everything, you are in a position to evolve your club to the next level. So this can only be done, only way to do this is using an evolution tool. So you cannot evolve your club by just playing. You can't. So you can unlock them by paying to unlock them using the coins, and we'll come on to that in a minute. But you cannot evolve the club unless you use one of the tools in the top right corner. So I think the Evo tools are probably the most valuable item in the game, because you're probably going to want to pick some clubs that suit you, etc., and you need to level up quite a few different club sets. And obviously, if you think you've got 2 levels to go up now, so you need at least 2 Evo tools per club set. So 2 for your driver, 2 for your putter, 2 for your wedges, 2 for your irons, 2 for your woods, and 2 for your hybrids if you use hybrids. That's a lot of Evo tools. So they are absolutely critical. And what I would say is every time you get an opportunity to buy them or earn them, so if you see quests with them, just do it. Get them in your bag. I have 6 left at the minute. And obviously, once you evolve your club, it then resets at the next level up. Everything on here becomes locked. Your fittings get destroyed. All these are backlocked. It'll go up to +4, so it goes 2, 4, 6. Very easy to remember. So the next level, once I evolve this club, goes up to +4. Everything gets locked, and you have to start unlocking again. So let me show you this in action. So I also want to talk about the level up pieces as well. So my 3-wood here, I have unlocked the first 5. I haven't unlocked the evolution one yet. As you progress through these levels, it gets harder and harder to move this bar along quickly. These lower ones, they unlock really, really quick. So do not waste any level up tokens on these lower ones. But once you get to these last 2, you get quite a few level up tokens. You can see I got 8, and I can spend one rather than playing probably another 10 rounds of golf, maybe 5 rounds of golf to evolve, to get that to be able to evolve. I can just pay one of my coins and that'll level it up. Now you can see that has unlocked the gem, and that's saying I can now move this club, evolve it to the next level. So let's do that. Show you that works. All equipped fittings will be destroyed. Thankfully, guys, if you look, I didn't equip any fittings because I know I was going to evolve it. And again, that's another top tip. Don't equip fittings unless you get to level 6, really. Well, level 3, sorry, +6. So let's evolve. Let's spend a tool. And then you see, I'm now at +6. I can put a fitting in the first one. All these are locked, and the process begins again. I play the game, they will unlock. These ones will unlock easier than these ones. The last 2 take a while to unlock. You have to play quite a few rounds. So again, no harm in spending your level up tokens here, really. You earn quite a lot of them in the game. And again, you can buy them in the shop for 150 VC. So they're not too pricey. It's the Evo tools are key. So there we go. That's pretty much it in terms of the leveling up. So just remember, it's important to note, if you evolve a standard club, you will lose any fittings. So again, as I mentioned earlier, number 1 tip here, don't apply any fittings until you get to this sapphire stage. So as in this +6 stage, and then you can start putting your fittings on. I've told you how to use the level up tokens. I've told you how to use the Evo tools. I've given you the hint of don't use the level up token until you get to probably these 2 boxes, then use them. These ones just unlock very quickly just by playing a couple of rounds, so there's no need. I think the last piece to note then here is that, and you would have seen it, these slots that you unlock for this particular wood, so this hickory wood, is only valid on that wood. So you saw when I changed my driver, I have to start unlocking the slots again. So if I go and change my driver to, say, this one, it's all locked. This one is all open. So you cannot just take those +6s and use them on these. So it's quite key to remember that every time you go into the shop and buy yourself a new club, you think, oh, I quite like to fancy them. Oh, I want to use the ping wedges I use when I play golf, and you find them in the shop and you buy them. You will have to start this leveling up process again. So just be careful here. You have 2 choices here. try and find the clubs you want to use from the start and then stick with them for the entire game, or for now. What I did, so I bought this legendary driver from the shop. I would advise everyone to do that, but you can see I'm just using the stock clubs here. This is the 2K putter, this is the 2K wedges, this is the 2K irons, because I was playing with them and they leveled up quickly. Now, that's great, and I will give you a little hint onto how I'm going to use the Golfbag system to get the clubs I actually want to the level a little bit later. So we've talked about clubs, we've talked about how they level, we've talked about changing them in and out, we've talked about the brand and how it's only the sound. Let's bring us on to the fittings. Now, fittings can be earned as you play or bought in the shop. So let's go into our wood. So these are what I call fittings, these little tokens in the bottom left. I have 3 there, you can see, of shaping ones, 2 of transition, I have 4 power ones. So you can earn them as you play. So there'll be quests and levels up and things you can do to earn them as you play. And they're very readily available in the shop for 50 VC each. So it's very cheap. Now, each of these fittings will mirror an attribute. So the power mirrors the power attribute, swing path, correction, shaping, transition, rhythm, recovery, etc., etc. So every attribute you have is mirrored in a fitting. I would say if you've not yet watched my video on attributes and leveling up, go check that out. It's pretty good. But what happens is when you apply a fitting to your club, to a maximum of 5 fittings, so on these 5 slots, that will boost your chosen attribute of the fitting. So you can see here, if I put a power fitting in this opening slot, my wood goes up by 4, 247 yards in power. It also shows you the full set on the right. I've only got a 3 wood applied, so my 3 wood goes up by 4, but my 5 wood and my 7 wood will also go up in the background if I wanted to change them out. If I put a swing path fitting on, you will see my swing path will go up by 6 to 99. If I put a recovery one on, you'll see my recovery stats go from 50 to 56. This goes from 75 to 81. So they add to your attributes. So because my power is so low, my power is starting at 53, I could easily put 5 power fittings on here and add 30 points to my power, taking it from 53 to 83 in the attributes, and obviously add in however many yards. You can see here it goes up by 4 yards each 6, so it's going to get it a lot further. So this really plays into your hands. This is where the game becomes very clever for you, and it lets you determine how you want to build out your character. And you can experiment pretty easily here. When you have all these clubs at emerald level like this, all the slots unlocked, you can just swap in and out fittings. As I said, they're only 50 VC. I know they get destroyed. Some people don't want to throw good money after bad, but sometimes it's best just to experiment and see what works for you. So that's pretty much all I want to say on fittings. I'll show you quickly why I've built my character the way I have. So if we go into my driver, probably the best thing to look at is where I put some thought behind it. So my driver, I put my swing path. So if you go on my swing path fitting, my swing path was 93 in my attributes. I purposely left it as 93 because I knew I was going to put a swing path fitting on all my clubs to get it to the max. So I did that. I also purposely left my contact at 89 because I knew I was going to put a +6 on to get it to 95. Didn't want any more than that. And I know eventually, which is why I left it at 89, there's going to be +10 levels on the drivers and things. So I'm just going to wait for that. So you can do whatever you want. You can spec out your character whichever way you choose. So you can see on my driver, I've put 3 power on because I'm playing as a technician. He can't hit it anywhere. And this has got my power up to 284 yards from a base of 267, I think. So not too bad, not too shabby. And obviously not waste any attribute points. So key tip here is if you've maxed something out, so if you max contact out in your attribute point system, don't put a contact fitting on because it won't do anything. As I just showed you, if I try to put a swing path fitting on now, it's not going to add anything. It will take my power down, but it won't add anything to my swing path because my swing path is at the max, 99. So just bear that in mind when you're looking to apply fittings, but they're very simple to put on and off. So let's show you how to put one on. If I go into my wood, I know I'm going to put a power fitting on, so why not apply it now? I'll add my swing path, my standard swing path first. So put my swing path on, confirm. There we go. Swing path is on. Now my swing path is gone from 93 to the max 99. Easy as that, guys. And when I unlock the next one along, I'll put power on and I'll just keep unlocking them. I'm in no rush really of the wood, so I don't use them that often. The last thing I want to talk about is what I was saying earlier around just remember your golf clubs. So you can see my set, I got a driver and a wood. The rest is my irons and my wedges. Now, why have I done this? Because I couldn't be bothered leveling up the hybrids. My 2-iron or my 3-iron could match what my hybrid was doing. So there was no point really in me faffing around using Evo tools on some clubs I could replace in my bag. So that's why I've done that. That's why you see you have to have a driver. I like to have a 3-wood. You don't have to have one, but I like the distance it gives me. And then it's just all irons from there, and then just the 3 wedges. So that's where I'm at right now. Don't want to go into more of that. I will do a detailed my golf bag breakdown at some point. But just to summarize everything we talked about today, you have a make, a model, and a level of the club. The make and model define how the club looks and sounds. The level will be defined by you using those clubs and playing with them and leveling up and then evolving the clubs. Once you have the set you like at the sapphire level, so a +6, then and only then, I'm telling you this as your friend, use fittings to enhance your attributes. There's no point doing it before, guys, because you're just going to evolve the club. So it's an absolute waste. Use them however you see fit. If you want to chuck all 5 powers on, if you want to chuck all 5 swing paths on, wherever you think you're struggling in the game, use them to help you. But obviously, as I said, watch out that you're not going over the 99 cap on attributes, so just pay attention to that. So that's it really, guys. Hopefully that's a short enough video. Shouldn't be too long, around 20 minutes. But just to summarize my top tips for you, when you start this game, if you're starting on Friday or if you're in already, buy the limited edition driver in the shop straight away. It's 550 VC. It comes with fittings attached, so it's an early boost. You don't really need to do any of those fittings till you get to level 6. Those fittings will stay on the club till level 6 as well. So nothing for you to do. Buy that straight away. Me personally, I would replace the hybrids with irons, so you just have to level up 5 sets instead of 6. Makes sense to me. Don't add any fittings till you're at +6. Wouldn't worry about the sets you level up. As I talked about, I've got all the 2K ones, because then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move on, and in this golf bag, when I get the clubs I want, I will put all the clubs I want, and then I will just go into my career and use my weaker golf bag, so to speak, without all my boosts, to pick those clubs up. As I said, they'll level up quickly in my career. I don't really care about my career. I have a set of clubs now I can go into societies and be competitive with in ranked play, and then the clubs I want to level up and actually use in ranked play in societies in the future, I will do in my golf bag number 2. So that's a useful tip. Use your golf bags, guys. Don't see many people using them. As I said before, use the level up tokens at the higher levels of the club, as the lower level fitting slots unlock a lot quicker. Apply the fittings that suit your attributes. Don't apply to maxed out attributes. Utilize the golf bags to level up your other clubs and through play in my career until they're ready to be used competitively, and use them to try out different builds and fittings. So have 4 of them, so use them. So I talked about that earlier, but yeah, use those golf bags as well when you're trying out different fittings. Trying out different golf club sets, you can use different fittings on those sets and see how they work for you. There we go, guys. That's the end of my top tips. That's the end of this short little video detailing the golf bag. I hope it was useful. Please, if it was, smash that like button. If you're new here, please feel free to subscribe. I will keep these gameplay hints and tips coming, and hopefully I will get some gameplay up on my career shortly. Peace out and love you all.